Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video though, so um, my name is Chrissy Turner, if those of you who don't know, but I'm gonna give my testimony and I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is definitely unscripted. So I'm from Clearfield, Pennsylvania, and I was raised in a mostly Christian atmosphere, though, but I also come from a special needs family. Both my parents have learning disabilities, and both my mother and my sister have autism. My mother denies it, but she shows all the signs of autism. Because I've studied psychology and I know what the signs of autism are. And it was a very psychologically dysfunctional home, so not a good growing up in their household. But that's why the Lord put my grandmother in me and my sister's life. And she's raised us since the time that we were born. So if it wasn't for her, my sister and I wouldn't even be where we are today. And we wouldn't be the people that we are today. So, yes, I am in college. I started at Edinburgh for a year and a half. I went from computer animation to psychology because I wanted to kind of understand why my parents the way that they are. Even today, I still don't know why. Though, but with age, they're just getting worse with their special needs. Though, and I try to respect them, but they push those limits all the time. So it's getting harder and harder for me to respect them. But I try to keep it civil, but like I said, their special needs, they just make it harder and harder. So after I got out of psychology, because I needed to have more years of college under my belt for that, so I went to communications because I kind of had to think about this for a little more, because I tried to think of a career where I combined my writing skills with my love of the movies. So I went to communications and I decided I wanted to study to be a movie critic. And now Edinburgh did get a little academically challenging, and it was far from home, and it was hard on my allergies and my asthma. So I transferred to Lock Haven. I took a couple classes at the Clearfield campus in the spring, and then I went down to main campus in the fall. I didn't like leaving all my friends in Edinburgh, especially the Christian group that I was in at Chi Alpha. I had made a lot of good friends there at Edinburgh, and I still kind of communicate with them every so often still, but I made a whole bunch of new friends at Lock Haven whenever I joined New Life. And I also write for the Eagle Eye newspaper as well. And I made even more friends. I'm also in Trio and made more friends. And plus, Lock Haven is only about an hour and a half from Clearfield, so technically I wasn't too far from home. Plus, I've had family come here too. My uncle Neil Turner was the wrestling coach here. Plus, I've had a few cousins come here. And joining New Life, they are also connected to Big Woods Bible Church, which I did discover that and my aunt told me this, that my great uncle Neil and a couple of his kids actually went to Big Woods. So technically, I've had family go there too. So it's kind of like a little family connection. So now at Lock Haven, I kind of feel more at home. But now with COVID, I'm definitely a lot more stressed, obviously, so you can tell by the acne. Between school and the newspaper and then trying to regain a social life or maintain a social life, it's hard, especially with COVID. Because I was at home like all last year. Well, at least most of last year. And it was hard taking classes online because I didn't have all the resources that I needed. So I know I had a tutor this spring whenever I was taking classes online. Actually, the only class I did like was my theater class, and that was fun. Especially towards the end, where I kind of got to put my skills to the test whenever I wrote a theater review on The Wiz Live. That was a lot of fun, and I loved doing it. Now I'm in my last semester at Lock Haven University. As much as I love Lock Haven and I loved the experience, there's some part of me that can't wait to get out, though, because college has just been rough and hard, as it has been for other people as well. But still, you can only go to college for so many years before it starts to grind on your nerves. I'm really glad the friends that I made here. They've become more like my family than my friends. But after I graduate, I'm going to try to look for a full-time job in my hometown of Clearfield. I don't know where that is, whether it be a newspaper or with a movie studio, or just somebody looking for a movie critic to critique their movies. Because I kind of see details and see things that people don't see. I know what people might say about quiet people. I am quiet though, but I've heard that quiet people also, they know how to listen. And I definitely am a good listener. And I do give really good advice. Some of the qualities that, sorry if I keep pausing on you guys. So it's my asthma and I need to take a breath. So it sucks having asthma. Especially with wearing a mask, it makes it even worse. Because I'm literally breathing in my own breath, which can't be good. Plus, I don't usually like being on a camera, but I'm willing to overstep my boundaries with this. So recently in New Life, we were studying spiritual gifts, and I did kind of discover, or at least think about, or realize that I already have a couple of spiritual gifts. And mine are discernment and kindness and generous. Discernment because I know how to tell what is good and what is bad, and what is evil and what is good. I do that not only on the inside of people, like who is a good person and who is evil, but I also do that for other things too. Like I know what food is good, food or drinks or whatever, and what ones are bad. Same with habits too. I know how to do that. Like, I know smoking is bad for you, though, because either people don't know the consequences of it or they don't care. And then it's been a while since I've actually drank pop or soda or whatever you guys call it. I don't know, I've heard it both ways. But seriously, it's not only bad for your teeth, it's also bad because of that acid. It can just cause acid reflux, which I learned I do remember learning in high school, my senior year. I did my research paper on asthma, and I discovered, or at least I found out, that acid reflux can actually trigger an asthma attack. I learned that from interviewing, her name was Paulette Way. She was a respiratory therapist. I'm not really sure if any of this goes along with my testimony, but I not only want to give you guys information, but also kind of let you know how much of a Christian I am. And I really am. Because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So that's pretty much my testimony. Oh yeah, I forgot my other spiritual gift. It's generosity or kindness, though, because I think of it this way. I'd rather be known as a kind and generous person than a nasty and evil one. Think about that next time you're mean to someone. What kind of a person do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as a kind and generous person or a nasty and evil one? So that's my testimony. Thanks for listening. At least I was honest.